Eating disorders have been a very common talk in the last years, but did you know that there are some symptoms and behaviors that aren't talked about? Today I'm gonna tell you some from the under eating disorders spectrum. Hello, I'm Maria Paula Bermeo, clinical psychologist, and on this channel we talk about anything related to, obviously, psychology. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. Before starting this video, I want to remind you that I give in-person therapy. And if you're out of the city, I got you. I also give online therapy. If you need a consultation, feel free to reach me out on my social media, my email, my phone number. All of them will be listed down below on the description box as well. When it comes to under eating disorders, as I'm going to call them, I refer to the ones that can lead to undernourishment, such as anorexia, bulimia, orthorexia. You get the drill. The discourse surrounding these eating disorders on social media is mostly the same, to the point that most people are probably done getting the same information every single time. So as a psychologist myself, I thought it would be important to spread information about these weird symptoms and conduct to bring even more awareness when it comes to this class of mental health issues. If you want me to do a video from the counterpart over eating disorders, please let me know down in the comment section. Did you know some people may actually use bigger cutlery to eat? I think we've heard about eating with a small cutlery to make the eating experience longer, so this may sound weird to you. The reasoning behind eating with a bigger cutlery for many individuals with these eating disorders is to eat smaller meals as fast as possible to avoid feeling tempted to eat more. When you eat faster and barely chew, you feel fuller faster. You are able to stop eating sooner and limit the calorie consumption. The issue is that you're basically getting full by half food, half air. For people that suffer with bulimia, this is a very common action as well. Binging is very typical with this type of patients, and that includes eating fast in a short amount of time, which is easier with bigger calorie. And eating faster also allows them to purge with more ease. Some patients put a lot of salt in their food. This mostly happens with people that suffer from anorexia, and there are four main explanations for this behavior. The main reason is sabotaging food's taste. As human beings, when we really like the taste of something, it's easier to eat more than usual, something that a patient with this type of ED wouldn't do due to the extreme calorie control they have. Putting a lot of salt ruins the flavor of a good meal, reducing appetite and the desire to consume anything, which can make the person have the excuse that they are already full or feel sick of their dish. The second explanation is that it makes the person really thirsty. Water intake is one of the advices that has the most myths behind them, being burning fat, one of them. And also one of the statements that people that suffer from eating disorders believe the most, hence why they pack their food with a lot of salt. Their logic may be something like, the more salt, the thirstier I am, the more water I drink, and the more fat I burn. We also know that some individuals chug their water in order to feel full instead of listening to their hunger cues, which is very known, so I'm not really diving into that rabbit hole. Now wait, drinking water is amazing and necessary for our health. Our liquid consumption also varies depending on our weight, height, activity level, the weather, etc. It's the intention behind its consumption that can be a red flag. The third reason is kind of related with the second one. Sodium causes liquid retention, and liquid retention makes you look bloated. But why this type of patients would like to look bloated? So they can argue that they are not sickly skinny, and some even might show their bloated tummies to argue that they are fine, and also Well, if they happen to have a weigh-in, especially at a doctor's office, they can put on a few pounds temporarily and pretend that they have gained weight. This last behavior is most likely to happen at the first stages of recovery for the fear of actually gaining weight. The fourth reason is to purge, and this happens with anorexia with purging episodes and bulimia. And it can be obvious if you see someone eating and drinking a lot of water or any liquid between the meal and after, so the food keeps moving on the surface of the digestive system. Many patients actually know they are underweight, but it's never enough. There is this statement that people with eating disorders see themselves as overweight, and it has been widely spread. But this is not always the case. Many patients actually know they are skinny. The reason why they keep wanting to lose weight is a bit tricky because eating disorders have multiple factors that cause or maintain them. Some of them can be many patients feel that they are not good at anything but losing weight. If they start a weight restoration process, they might feel that they are losing an accomplishment and also a huge part of their identity, leading them to suffer a grief process. Others think that being thin is the only thing they have to receive compliments, because usually people with this type of eating disorders always get comments that encourage them to keep acting the way they do, such as, "You've lost a lot of weight, you are really skinny now, you used to look more alive, you used to be chubby," and more. These comments may come from a place of concern, but for someone with an under-eating disorder, these words encourage them to remain sick, because that means they are getting what they wanted, being as skinny as possible. And others are actually afraid of leaving these habits. Many patients with restrictive eating disorders are very prone to have an obsessive-compulsive disorder, an obsessive-compulsive personality, or only obsessive-compulsive characteristics. So the thought of leaving these habits behind is triggering because it means change in every sense of the word, from eating habits to clothes to schedules, doctor's appointments, you name it. On therapy, many individuals manifest doubts about what they are going to do without their eating disorder because, as I said before, is living who they are convinced they are, and that's why eating disorder recovery requires a gradual and a slow process, and it involves more aspects than just food. In some cases, they might pack their plate with a lot of low-calorie veggies or fruits, especially veggies, as they can result lower in calories than fruit. What is the reasoning behind this action? Feel full without sacrificing energy consumption. This happens very often with individuals with orthorexia, disorder in which volume eating is important to guarantee the healthiest diet as possible. Of course, eating your products daily will always be beneficial, not only for your physical but mental well-being. But as water intake, the intention behind it is the one to worry about. If you see someone freaking out because the sandwich is made with a real bun and not a pepper bun, eating celery stalks when they are ravenously hungry, eating mountains of lettuce or spinach, zucchini noodles, and barely eating half a palm of carbs, if not any, there might be something to worry about. And these eating disorders might get quite filled with vinegar. Just as salt, the first reason is to sabotage food's taste, but also the fear of using a normal dressing might make people with these eating disorders put a lot of vinegar in their food in general to try to make it have more taste without sacrificing calories. People with under eating disorders fear about calories, and vinegar might seem as a good option. And let's not forget about the vinegar burns fat myth. Sure, nutritionally, vinegar has a lot of benefits for our metabolism, and it does help to enhance food's taste. However, patients with an eating disorder may take it to the extreme, not only because they use vinegar as a dressing, but they even try to drink them as water for the sake of health. Just remember remember the crazy Coke recipe with balsamic vinegar? That is not it. That is walking over disorder eating territory. Why am I talking about these behaviors? Because as psychologists, helping patients to recognize even the littlest behaviors can help them to recover more successfully. And to people that is close to someone that is suffering from an ED, to help them on time. As I said at the beginning of this video, these weird actions can be ignored very often, even during recovery, creating a recipe to maintain the eating disorders going or to actually trigger them. If we identify the root cause along with the triggers and maintainers, finding strategies and coping mechanisms specific for the patient's situation will be easier, considering the complexity of eating disorders in general, and can assure a prosperous recovery. Did you learn something from this video? Is there anything else you would like to add? Leave it in the comments below. Also, don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss out from more interesting psychology content. Thanks for watching.